Morning Cincinnati at 7 a.m.
And welcome back, everyone. It's 7:25 right now. Drugs like Prozac and Ritalin have been in the news a lot in recent years.
And a local author offers up what some consider to be controversial views when it comes to the use of these and other drugs. The name of the book is Common Sense Rebellion: Debunking Psychiatry, Confronting Society, an A to Z Guide to Rehumanizing Our Lives. And Bruce Levine is a clinical psychologist and a member of the International Center for the Study of Psychiatry and Psychology. This is a group that fights abuses and corruption of institutional mental health. And thanks so much for coming in to talk about your book. Essentially, how would you describe what's in this book? Is it about ordinary folks taking back their lives? Or?
Yes, absolutely. Well, the starting point of the book is this huge expansion of the mental health industry. A shocking fact for a lot of people that I've found is, like, right now, we have 1 out of 4 adults in America on some kind of psychiatric drug. That fact comes to us from the International Center for Technology Assessment. Also shocking for a lot of people is that there's been an 800% increase in Ritalin production since between 1990 and 1998. That comes to us from the DEA. What I've also found that's real disturbing for a lot of people is when they find out the fastest growing group on psychiatric drugs are preschoolers, so 2 to 4-year-olds. And so one of the questions that I start off with this in this book is this all about science, or is this about marketing? And clearly this book comes down on the side of this is mostly about marketing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of these psychotropic drugs are obviously useful. They have a place. But how does a layman start to find out when it's appropriate for them to take these drugs, or when they should maybe, wait a minute, maybe there's another way? What steps should they take initially?
Well, I think what this book does is what I try to do. I try to give people lots of alternate solutions besides these drugs. Right. But what I try to do a lot in this book is to educate people exactly what these drugs are. And so they're getting this multi-billion-dollar blitz here going on. And people need to understand that drug companies, they spend twice as much money on advertising and marketing as they do on research and development. And those little commercials that you see on TV with the Zoloft commercial with the little unhappy circle going across the screen. I mean, if we had a lot more time, could talk about what's really science about that as opposed to what's really speculation. But I think people need to understand that, for example, these so-called SSRI drugs, these Prozac, Paxil, Zoloft, I mean, what they do is they increase they increase serotonin between synapses. And, you know, what else does that? Well, something called ecstasy also does that. Now, they're different drugs, there's different mechanisms, but people need to understand that there's a lot of similarities between illicit drugs and psychiatric drugs, and they're used for very similar reasons, which is for people to kind of zone out, get out of touch with what they're feeling. And for some people, whether they're illicit drug users or psychiatric drug users, that's what they want in life. They don't want to feel. They want to have their relationships dampened among people. For a lot of other people, that feels like Brave New World.
All right, Dr.